welcome to Encounter News. My name's Kyle, and it is May 6, 2020. I think. Who knows anymore? Well, got some news for you guys. Gen Z, one of the most boring names of any generation of all time, may have a new nickname. Now that you are all homeschooled and bothering your former teachers over and over and over, it's been heard multiple times. Okay, Zoomer, back up off me. So there's that. Congratulations, guys, you did it. Breaking news story. Karen. You know Karen? She always complains and wants to talk to the manager. Yeah, she was spotted at the beach on Friday after saying on multiple occasions that she would never be caught dead in Galveston. Well, I guess you are now a new lady. Also, sub-story, she went to Walmart and settled for only speaking with the assistant manager today. Congratulations, Karen. You are growing up right before our eyes. What news show would be complete without an interview? I know many of you guys probably been watching this Michael Jordan documentary on ESPN. We have an exclusive interview with MJ himself. MJ, can you hear me? Michael, turn your video on. We can't see you or hear you right now. Well, we're having some technical difficulties. Maybe we'll be able to get back to him here in a few minutes. But trust me, we got Michael Jordan for an interview. It happened. Mom, leave me alone. Come on. I'm talking to my friends.
Okay, honey. Well, spaghetti's ready in 10.
God. Speaking of Gen Z, have you seen this video of this girl trying to keep her mouth over the lid after putting Mentos in a Diet Coke?
Well, apparently I'm wrong. It's a regular Coke, not Diet Coke. But check this out. She throws this Mentos straight out the nose. You've got to be kidding me. Come on. This is embarrassing, guys.
What's next? Tide Pods? Seriously, guys. That's never going to work out. Some local news. We have officially had to cancel Camp Piney Woods. An announcement this weekend that camp at Piney Woods is officially canceled. Just not safe. This quarantine has taken away camp from us. No! I know it's your favorite part of the summer. I know that you're all gutted to hear this news. But I will let you know that we are working on trying to have something awesome for you guys this summer. Pending any more outbreak of this virus, we'll try to do something great here locally. Maybe with a couple other churches in the area, kind of like we do Collide. But there's no official news on that yet. All right? In the same light, June's gum trip is canceled officially as of right now, I guess. The August gum trip is not officially canceled yet, but we're not going to open up sign-ups until we know it's safe, as to not get your hopes up. Honestly, we don't need to be disappointed any more than we already are. Sorry, guys. Exciting news. The church is going to have a church conference on May 11th, Monday, May 11th, at 7 o'clock. At this church conference, we are going to be sharing with you guys the new youth pastor candidate. We're going to be talking to you about who he is, how awesome he is. Trust me, he's awesome. Talked to him a ton of times. Really like the guy. And we'll be sharing with you guys a little bit about the process of us trying to get him down here for a weekend where everyone can get a chance to meet him. We're not officially voting him in. We're voting to get him to come down here so we can meet him. That's all we're doing. Don't freak out. But May 11th, Monday, May 11th, 7 o'clock, your parents should have gotten an email. You need to RSVP to that email in order to get a link for this church conference for you to be able to hear about all these things. We encourage all of our students to come, listen. Even if you don't ask any questions, you can just creep. I know that most of you guys are really great at video calls where you just show your eyebrows and the fan behind you. So you can just do that if you want, all right? Monday, May 11th, 7 o'clock. Make sure you're at that. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get to hear about my new friend and hopefully someone that's going to be around here for a long, long time. Well, that's all for my news today. so excited that you guys are here. Encounter is going to be a lot of fun. I know that these are different days, but we're doing the best that we can. Today we have a couple special guest speakers. Two former students, Andrew Torres and Valerie Stewart, are going to share with you about what God's doing in their life. They have some incredible stories, incredible testimonies, and I cannot wait for you guys to hear from them. I know you're so much more excited about hearing from them than hearing me ramble for 45 minutes in my neighborhood talking about a lagoon or some other dumb stuff. So, without further ado, welcome to Encounter.
Blessing and honor, glory and power be unto the ancient of days. From every nation, all of creation, bow before the ancient of days. Every tongue in heaven and earth shall declare your glory. Every knee shall bow at your throne and worship. Exalted, O God, and your kingdom shall not pass away, O ancient of days. Blessing and honor, glory and power be unto the ancient of days. From every nation, all of creation, bow before the ancient of days. Every tongue in heaven and earth shall declare your glory. Every knee shall bow at your throne and worship. You will be exalted, O God, and your kingdom shall not pass away, O ancient of days. Heritage Park crew, what's up? It's Andrew here. My friends, they call me Andy. Yeah, like from Toy Story. That's the one. So I heard you guys are meeting online for Encounter today, and it has a cool feature called the chat feature. So I just wanted to get today started off by everyone just going crazy in the chat. How are y'all doing today? And don't worry, I'm gonna be reading every single one of you guys' messages. I mean, look, here they come now. Really? Wow. That's great to hear.
Well, it sounds like all y'all are just doing fantastic, and I'm so glad to hear that. So, y'all might be wondering why am I here today. I just wanted to go ahead and share with y'all basically what God's doing in my life right now. And I kind of want to preface the video by saying it's not exactly what's going on in this particular moment, but I'm going to go ahead and give a backstory and then kind of go ahead and tie that into what's going on right now. And I kind of felt like y'all would benefit from hearing this, mainly because y'all are all young adults, and I feel like y'all will all be going through this soon, probably this year, if not in the years to come. And I kind of felt like I should share this with y'all, mainly because y'all are all young adults, and y'all will be going through this year, if not in the years to come. And I'm hoping to give y'all some insight on my experience, and hopefully y'all can take some things and apply them to make y'all's experience better. And with that being said, let me go ahead and take y'all back. And I'm talking about way back. I'm not sure if these kids know about this, man, but 2018, senior year, graduating class, Clear Springs High School. That was me. And I'm not too sure if some of you guys have heard of the deadly disease. Not COVID, calm down. But senioritis. And for those of you who haven't heard of it, some of the side effects are showing up to class late, not turning in your homework, procrastination. And the reason I kind of want to bring that up is because I know most of y'all are in y'all's online classes right now. And I've taken my online classes in college, and I kind of know, it's the same thing. Y'all are all going to be more innately lazy just because y'all don't have that teacher there to push y'all to do that work that y'all don't want to do. And I kind of wanted to bring that up. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because I feel like with that innate laziness, I feel like it definitely made it more easy for me to take things that I normally made a priority, like going to encounter, my daily prayer, and going to church. It made it easier for me to push those things to the side and say that something in my schedule is more important. And I'm hoping that in this time of isolation, where y'all aren't able to see y'all's peers that normally encourage y'all to go to these things, that y'all are still, staying with y'all spiritual journey and staying involved in the Word. And it brings me to college, which I feel like affects everybody, mainly because the people who are leaving for college have to say goodbye to their friends and family that they're leaving. And then the people who are staying for community college or work, or you're not graduating yet, you're having to say goodbye to the people who are leaving for college. I kind of want to let y'all know, these relationships and these friendships that y'all are building in this youth group are very special. The way y'all push each other to become more like Christ is going to be very hard to find, I would say, off on your own in college. So I'm really hoping that when this does go through and the people are starting to graduate and everyone's starting to head off, and that you keep those friends close. And I'm hoping that when all that happens and people start to go off to college, or you go off to college, that you're able to keep those relationships even with the distance. And I just wanted to let y'all know these relationships and these friendships that y'all are building in this youth group are very special. The fact that y'all can have somebody to push y'all to be more like Christ is something that you should cherish. And I feel like that was one of the mistakes I made, because I feel like the people around you definitely influence your actions. I mean, at the end of the day, you make your own decisions, but I think I surrounded myself with more people that were of the world and put off my church friends, and that influenced me to go to church less. And getting more into college, I feel like college is a whole different animal than high school, really, when you look at it. Not only in terms of freedom, but in terms of how on your own you are. And getting more into college, I feel like college is really a whole different animal than high school when you really look at it, because, or not only because of the freedom that you get, but because of how alone and on your own you are. You don't have that structured schedule like you did in high school. And that's one of the things that I wanted to go ahead and kind of bring up is, as soon as you do get those college classes and you know exactly what time you're going to be taking them and all that, make your schedule before you even walk into the door. Like, you need to have your class time down, you need to have your study time down. If you're working, get your work in, get time for the family, friends, things like that. But always make time for the Lord. And that was another mistake that I feel like I made, was I didn't go in with the schedule. I kind of winged it and just did my own thing. And I just really couldn't understand the reason that the things were happening the way that they were. So I more or less took it upon myself to fix the problems. And in that time of me struggling with my own problems and really just distancing myself away from church and away from anybody that could help me, I made a pact with myself back in high school. It was around, I would say, sophomore year. And I kind of told myself, I'm going to read a devotional every day. If it's nothing else, if I don't go to church, if I don't have my daily prayer, I'm going to at least read a devotional so I can spend some time in the Word once a day. And when I made that pact, I picked up this daily devotional book, and I've got a few more along the way, but this is definitely one of my favorites, mainly because it's the first one I ever picked up, and it's called Walking with Jesus. And each devotional that they have is prefaced with a verse. So the verse of this devotional is Psalms 37:7, and it reads, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not over the one who prospers in his way, over the man who carries out evil deeds." And the title of this devotional is Bringing My Hurts, and that reads, "My child, bring your hurts to me. There are so many things that hurt you, and you do not understand why. Remember David in the Bible who couldn't understand why the wicked prospered and why I did not rub them out? And now you're asking the same? Why do I allow good people to get hurt? Darling, good people will go on intermittently performing their evil tricks in the theater of life, but let me assure you, when the curtain comes down, there's me to face. Let me comfort your hurts. Even if you don't understand everything at this time, I have something better for you than what you've lost." And I was just dumbfounded, and the scenario popped into my head, and I know y'all are gonna laugh at me and wonder, like, why out of all things would you think of this? But it was basically like a daydream, and yeah, I daydream a lot. So if you're ever having a conversation with me and I like zone out or something, just blame it on the daydream. But the situation that I came up with was a pickup game of basketball. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the pickup game of basketball, there's 2 team captains, and everyone's lined up, and they pick who they feel best fits their team. So in the scenario, there was only 2 people left to pick, basically. And I know just based off of this, y'all are gonna be like, yeah, of course it's a daydream. Like, that doesn't even make sense. But there was 2 people left on the bench. One of them, crazily enough, I don't know how, was me. And then the person next to me was God himself. And you're wondering, like, man, there must have been some great basketball players for the last 2 people to be God himself and Andy himself, you know. And usually in pickup games, if you're not one of the first people to be picked, you already kind of get an idea of who has the better team and where you want to go. And I was really hoping to go to this team that was up to pick next. And I was like, man, like, there's no way they're not going to pick me. Like, I know all about basketball. Like, I'm cool with them. Like, they're definitely going to pick me. And it got down to the pick, and they picked God. And as soon as they did that, like, it just, like, clicked in my head. And I was like, God invented basketball, man. Like, how are they not going to pick him over me? And I feel like the reason I even came up with that scenario in my head was to tell myself, like, man, why am I choosing myself to deal with these emotions that just because I feel like I know better, or I feel like I'm not getting the answers that I want, when I literally have the God of angel armies right next to me who invented these emotions, who knows better than me, who controls everything, and I'm choosing myself? Like, what am I doing? And the main reason I bring that up is because I know, like, everybody's going through something. No matter how big their smile is when they walk in the door, like, everybody's going through something. And I just want to let y'all know, like, in these times of distress, like, don't choose yourself over God when he's the one who created that emotion you're feeling, and he has the big plan that really, like, you might not understand where it's going at that time, but in time you'll see, like, all this is happening for a reason. And after I read that devotional, I really, like, looked at myself and I was like, man, I really need to start getting back into church, and I need to start involving myself more and taking what was once a priority and making it a priority again. And when I started getting back into church, the first time I stepped in, man, I was really just, like, baffled by the love everyone showed me and the gratitude. And it almost felt like I was back home, like I found something that I was missing. And I was just so happy, like, to be back in that environment and to be surrounded by these people that genuinely love me and care about me. And that's why I even brought up this backstory, was because once I got back into church, like, I was definitely a lot more happy, and I had less time on my schedule. So in that time that I was away and I was trying to deal with things on my own, I feel like I went more out of my way to become friends with people and make relationships with people that I normally wouldn't go out of my way to. More or less in the sense of non-believers. And I felt like that was all for a reason, because now that I'm back in the church and people are seeing, like, my attitude change, and people are asking, like, man, why can't you come out tonight? Like, oh man, I got this to do at church. And they're like, man, you're always at church. Like, why are you always doing this, and this? And I get to explain to them my testimony, really, and kind of plant that seed. And that's what we're all put here on this earth to do, is to spread the word of God. And I'm so grateful that I was put in that position, like, that I have these friends that I get to share my life with. And not saying that, like, when I do, that every single person I share my testimony with, it's just like a come to grace moment, like lay everything on the table type of thing. But just planting that seed is one of the most important things you can do, because you never know how you telling your testimony is going to affect somebody's decision into becoming a believer later on in their life. That's kind of everything I wanted to share with y'all today. I mean, I know some of y'all are wondering, is that Bob Ross? Yes, it is Bob Ross. And before we leave, I just kind of want to ask him if he had any words of encouragement.
Anything that you try and you don't succeed, if you learn from it, it's not a failure.
Wow. Thanks, Bob. Well, man, I had a lot of fun with y'all today. I really hope y'all are able to take something from this and hopefully apply it later on in life if you ever need it. And, man, I love y'all. I hope I get to see y'all soon. Andy, out.
You go before I know that you've even gone to win my war. You come back with the head of my enemy. You come back and you call it my victory. Yeah. You go before I know that you've even gone to win my war. Your love becomes my greatest defense. It leads me from the dry wilderness, and all I did was praise, and all I did was worship, and all I did was bow down. All I did was stay still. And hallelujah,
Hi guys, my name is Valerie, and tonight I'm going to be talking about the topic of examination, which, by the way, I'm very proud of the title of this topic because I am gearing up for exams right now, as I'm sure y'all are, and I thought it was very fitting that we could be talking about how in this time of quarantine, we need to be taking more time to examine our lives. And so, for this, I'm going to be reading from the Book of Lamentations because my church here in Waco just started a few-week series over this book, and I don't know if y'all have ever opened it, but I can tell you for a fact that I don't remember a single time when Trent in Big Church ever cracked this book open. Like, my only connection was memories from way back when the youth group would do that game. I don't know if y'all played it recently, but the game of Taylor Swift versus Lamentations, in which you had to identify, verses or lyrics. But moving on, something to know about the Book of Lamentations is that it's all about the people of Jerusalem when they're being sieged by the kingdom of Babylon. And during this time, they were surrounded and they had a lot of time on their hands. And before the siege, they didn't really turn to God at all, and then during this time they started to turn to God and reflect on their actions from the past. And so I just thought it'd be fitting. And so if you turn to Lamentations 3, it's about 6 books or so behind Psalms. It's really small, so you might miss it. We're going to start our reading from Lamentations 3:40. And then we're going to read a few verses, and then we're going to skip to Lamentations 3:55. So beginning with Lamentations 3:40, it says, "Let us test and examine our ways and return to the Lord. Let us lift up our hearts and hands to God in heaven." And then in verse 55, it says, "I called on your name, O Lord, from the depths of the pit. You heard my plea. Do not close your ear to my cry for help. You came near when I called on you. You said, 'Do not fear.'" So if you like lists, the first thing you could take away from this is to examine your ways. The second would be to lift your eyes to God. And the third would be to do not fear. So, you don't need me to tell you, but we've had a lot of time on our hands during quarantine. And I don't know about you, but personally, I've been filling my time with a lot of distractions. From TV shows on Netflix, to watching endless TikTok video compilations, to scrolling mindlessly through Instagram. I've been quite distracted. And not only that, in the times that I am productive, I might devote like 10 hours or so to just doing my homework, in the idea of thinking like if I tick off like things on my to-do list, I'm successful, or like I start to think that I can suddenly read books that I have not opened before, and this would be a perfect opportunity to do so. But both of these routes lead us away from God. No matter how much people say it's totally okay to spend your entire day on Netflix or somehow become more productive than ever with classes. But what we should be using this time for is an opportunity to develop our relationship with God without the busyness that we usually have as an excuse. And so many things have been canceled since March, but our relationship with God shouldn't be one. And so for me, I'd have to admit that my quiet time has definitely gone down, and I've been examining myself and asking like why it has. And in-person church services and small groups and discipleship groups were canceled, but I've been asking like why has that decreased somehow my commitment to the Lord? And I still have to be figuring that out. Examining takes a little bit of time, as we have a lot of time on our hands. And so again, I just want to reiterate that we should be taking this time for development. And all the times before, like at youth camp and New Year's and at Collide, when we always make those promises that we're going to give more of ourselves to God. Well, he's kind of cashing that check in right now, and he's expecting of us right now. And so I hope this hasn't come off as like an attack, but more as just simply a suggestion, because I definitely could use this as a suggestion in my own life. But we should be using this time as an opportunity to develop our relationship with God and examine what actions might need to be changed and what things we might need to take out of our lives or put on hold or delete off our phone. And this time, no matter how stressful and how scary it may seem, some good can come out of it, and this could be the good that comes out of it in becoming closer to the person that we need to be closest to. And something to just rest on is that Jesus is the Prince of Peace, and during this time, in all times, you could just look to him for a refuge and to just know that you can always take your anxieties to him, and not just possibly your worries about the coronavirus, but whatever other burdens you may have, you can always just take it to him. And he, while you might not know the answers to whatever the situation may be, he definitely does. So I hope this has been applicable for you and something you could take away and apply to your life outside of just in this one situation for the coronavirus. And you can reflect on this in other times in which you just need peace and you just are struggling and you feel burdened.
Well, thanks for joining us. Yeah, you guessed it. I'm in my closet. Sorry, it's the quietest place in my house. But we are so excited that you are here watching with us at Encounter. We hope that you can jump on the WebEx right now to get some live interaction and talk to some human people. Not that those people weren't humans, but you know what I mean. Hopefully you jump on the WebEx. The link is in the comments over there, or I don't know where it is on your screen. But excited to see you guys in a few minutes. See ya. Bye.
Shout